This time next year, we'll be millionaires. This time next year, we will be millionaires.
I said, this time next year, we'll be millionaires.
I mean, Rodney, this time next year, we will be millionaires.
I'd like to start the bidding at £150,000. 200,000. 250. The bid stands at £4 million.
6.2 million. Just over 3 million each. 1, 2, 3.
As you grow, your circle will change. Not because you're better than anyone, but because your direction is different. Some people want comfort, that's okay, but some people want growth. Those paths rarely overlap. Think about a train station. Not everybody's heading to the same destination. Some rides are short, some rides are long. Trying to bring everyone with you will slow the journey. This part hurts because letting go feels selfish, but staying stuck waiting for approval costs a whole lot more. You're allowed to outgrow rooms. You're allowed to choose environments that stretch you. Not everyone deserves access to your future. Protect your direction. It determines everything.
Nobody gonna do it but you.
You gonna realize all them people that you around that ain't locking in ain't really your friends. They ain't really your homeboys. They ain't really your partners.
There's gonna be people that you was cool with, you've been cool with for a long time. And all of a sudden you ain't gonna be cool no more. It's not because you switched up on them. You have to grow. Growing is a part of life. Growing is something that you have to go through. Maturing is something that you have to go through. You might have a friend right now. Y'all are only friends because you drink with them every weekend at the bar.
You ever realize that when you were the worst version of yourself, you had the most friends? Seemed like everybody wanted you around when you were putting the needs of others before the needs of your own. Then when you started to put yourself first, your circle became smaller and smaller, but you realized that that's okay because God began to put the right people in your life, the people that love you for you. You understand that not everybody that started with you can go with you. And that's just the reality of the situation.
Once you start becoming successful or you start adopting habits that successful people adapt, right? The first thing your friends are gonna do, or people around you, is gonna say, oh, you changed.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you doing this? Oh, you think you're better than us? These are all the phrases that you're gonna hear. And I need you guys to understand the reason why they're saying that is because what you're doing is you changing and you wanting better puts a spotlight on their inadequacies.
Bam.
And that spotlight hurts. They don't want that spotlight on them. So they're trying to drag you, back into the darkness with them so that spotlight isn't with them. Because you choosing to change, because you're just like them a lot of times. Same hometown, same upbringing to a degree, same background, all this shit, but you're choosing something different. That makes them feel uncomfortable. Because then they know in the back of their mind, wait, he's doing it? Shit, well, I'm gonna have to change too if he's gonna keep hanging out with me. Nah, I like him fat and loser and unaware and stupid. Let me drag him back. Because I don't like this spotlight on me. No, shit. If you really love your friends, you'd keep that spotlight on them and motivate them to join you.
Times in your life, you'll start to spend, and you're spinning up to the next level, and people start to fall off. And let me tell you something, it hurts, it's lonely, especially when it's somebody that you really, really loved and had a great time with and wish that they could be there with you. But you have to understand and realize that that toxicity is poison to your wings. It will cause you to crash. So you have to be able to say, I love you, but I'm sorry, this does not work for me anymore. Then you get the shit, oh, you bougie, you changing. Now you got all this and you don't want, none of that matters. Walk through the pain of the loneliness. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you something, the higher you go, the smaller that circle gets.
When you're on the verge of leveling up, get ready for your circle to get smaller. Cause you about to elevate and walk into something totally new. And sometimes having quality over quantity, that's all you need. Just like a nickel. A nickel is this big and a dime is way smaller. But which one worth more? I'm gonna let y'all think about that.
Whenever your life is going to go up and up and up, the higher up you go, the more you grow, the smaller your circles become. You can't be friends with everybody. Your circles, as you mature, they start narrowing. So it's not about, how many, it's about what kind. And let me just say this to you. Don't be concerned about having smaller circles. A nickel is a circle, but so is a dime. And some of you are in nickel relationships and the dime is smaller, but has more value, twice the value. So it's not about the size, it's about the value, the quality.
You will lose 99% of your friends. Now, I know that sucks, especially if you're young. You think like, man, in high school we were tight. Now in college we're tight and we're hanging out. We're the boys. We're always doing the thing. But I'm telling you, the moment you truly decide to commit to self-mastery, to becoming your 2.0 self, to really elevating to the highest version of yourself, you will lose 99% of your friends. And the reason for that is you will scare them because they will not understand why you're so committed to self-development, self-actualization, making more money, becoming a better human, stopping the alcohol. You won't have things in common anymore, right? Because if you are trying to transcend to self-mastery, to develop as a better human, you're probably going to stop drinking. You're going to stop smoking weed, stop the vape, stop going out, hanging out at bars, doing stupid shit at stupid times with stupid people, getting stupid results. And you're not going to have anything in common. And so in your process, in your journey of self-development, you will lose 99% of your friends.
All right, so here's the fourth piece of advice I would give to my younger self. Your circle will shrink when you grow. Let it. When you start leveling up, mentally, spiritually, financially, the people around you will react. Some will cheer you on, some will get quiet, a few will distance themselves, and it can hurt. You'll start to question yourself. But here's what I've learned. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just simply evolving. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people are tied to a version of you that you've outgrown. And look, the more you honor your calling, the more you will attract people that speak your new language. You don't need a big circle. You need the right circle. So don't cling to friendships that were only meant for a season. Let them fade away with grace. You gotta let this happen. Stay focused, stay consistent. The people you were meant to walk with will meet you on your path. So let the growth create space. The right people will fill it.
The higher you rise, the quieter your circle becomes. Early indication of success. Just watch. And not because you changed, but because your life started demanding things they weren't willing to manage. And that's very simple. You reach a point where you can't carry everybody. Some people don't want to grow. Some refuse to evolve. Some are comfortable where they're trying to escape from. And when you start leveling up, the gap between you and them gets really wider. Huge gap. Not because, like I said, you're better than them. Nobody's better than anybody, but because you're becoming someone they're not ready to support. And the truth is, elevation requires separation. That's why they say the type's lonely. You can love people, but you can't really let them slow you down. Not really. You can't really allow that. So you have to protect your journey, protect your ambition. Not everyone meant to make the whole trip with you. Only few.
Your circle is going to get smaller year after year if you're doing life the right way. As I come here to 40 right now, I have less people that I talk to on a weekly, monthly basis than I ever have in my life. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one, as I start to become more of a high performer, I cut people off very quickly. If someone's bringing me stress, they're complaining about their life, if they're not contributing something to mine, they're gone. End of story. Number two, people are really fake, especially in the Tampa area. You can meet someone in the party scene. Oh, that's my friend. That's not your friend, bro. That guy would snake you the second he got a chance. He's hanging out with you because it's convenient for him and you happen to know the same people. I ran into a lot of that when I first got here to St. Pete.
There is scientific evidence that the people you surround yourself with determine your outcomes. The Pygmalion effect is the name of this psychological phenomenon that we rise to the level of expectations that other people have for us. So if you surround yourself with people who believe you are capable of more, who encourage you to think bigger, who tell you to dream, you will rise to the level of those expectations. And similarly, if you spend time with people who belittle you, or who tell you to be more realistic, or who laugh at your ambitions, you will fall to the level of those expectations. So what better reason do you need to choose wisely about who you give your precious time and energy to? Because it really will create and determine your entire reality.
If you're trying to manifest an increase in your salary of $25,000 a year, but you can actually imagine and stretch your mind to think of making $1 million a year. Making $25,000 extra becomes easy. Does that make sense? Stretching your mind is like stretching a rubber band. Once you stretch it and hold it there and let go, does it ever go back to its original size? No. You keep expanding. You keep making yourself bigger.
Your conscious mind, if you get an image there of your goal, you've already got it intellectually. As you get emotionally involved with that idea, you've got it also on an emotional level. The only place you haven't got it is physically. There's a period of time must elapse for that idea that you have intellectually and emotionally, for that idea to move into physical form.
How much time does it usually take?
We don't know. We don't know. That's the only thing we don't know is the gestation period for an idea. We know what the gestation period is for wheat. We know what it is for a carrot. We know what it is for a baby. We don't know what the gestation period is for a spiritual seed. And that's what an idea is. But it grows by exactly the same law. And so if we hold that idea in our mind, it must by law manifest in form.
I started manifesting $10,000 a month when I did this one little mindset shift that literally just changed the whole game. And once you do it, bro, you're like, oh, it was really that simple. Now hang with me now. You have to realize first that emotion is one of the biggest contributions to creating reality. Energy and motion. Emotion. When you have an emotional charge, that is one of the fastest ways to manifest, okay? I want you to keep that in mind. That's why if you have a traumatic event or something that happens and you're going through a really tough time, your life usually changes drastically after, and you have a whole new belief system. You're living a new life because you were emotionally charged with that whole thing. Now you have to tie this into money, because money is an exchange for emotions. Think about this. Every time you spend money, you're buying an emotion. That food, you're doing it for hunger. You want to buy that TV, bro? You're doing that for your entertainment, and it's going to make you feel good, happy. So now every time you go to buy something, I want you to figure out what the emotion is, why you're buying that item. Okay, what emotion is this going to produce in you? Now I want you to be so grateful for that emotion. Okay, this is the key right here. You want to be so grateful for that emotion that you're about to receive for spending your money on it. Okay, because once you create that emotion within you, it's going to be easier to manifest that. That's why everyone says feel it. Feel it is the key in manifestation, because once you feel things to be, you have them. You have them, and you can only have what you have. And you also have to realize there is no big or small. Big or small is created by humans, bro. There is no big amount of money. There is no large amount of money. Money is energy. Money is energy, just like everything else. It is not that deep. The more you put it on the pedestal, this is the pedestal, and you're down here, the more you're going to be separated from it, okay? And you want to be above it. And once you just realize your energy is greater than that, you have to become a higher frequency than the money. You have to become a greater energy than the money. How do you do that? By being grateful, by being wealthy within, by feeling them emotions that I was talking about. Be grateful for what you're spending your money on. Don't be like, ugh, now I'm broke. Negative emotions. You see what I'm saying? Creates negative circumstances.
Everything that I ever wanted, I got. Here's the first lesson. Whatever you ask for, you get. And if you lack specificity, if you lack detail, then your outcome, what you get, will lack specificity, will lack detail. Back when I was about 20 years old, I started to think, what do I want to achieve? What I wanted was to get signed to a specific record label called Deep Medi Music, and I wanted to DJ all over the world. Now, one of my first mistakes was not thinking about how much money I wanted to make. I just thought to myself, I just want to make money, just a few thousand a month, and have fun, and that's exactly what I got. So for those that maybe don't know this, from the age of about, I think I got signed to Deep Medi at about 22 years old. If you believe that you can achieve something, then you start to work towards it. You can become a millionaire, you can become a multimillionaire, you can build and achieve the life of your dreams. Now, if you believe that you can become a millionaire, then just by having that belief, you're going to start doing and becoming. If you don't believe that you can become a millionaire, you're not going to try, you're not going to learn, you're not going to take action, and you are never going to become a millionaire. If you believe that you can become a millionaire, if you truly believe that, then you are going to start doing things that will eventually make you a millionaire, because you're gonna go and you're gonna start reading books all about managing money, growing money, investing money, building wealth. And you're gonna learn from those books because you understand that that's what you've got to do. You're probably gonna start a business, or you're gonna start building a career, and you are gonna start doing things that eventually are gonna make you a millionaire. Because success leaves clues, and if you do things, they are gonna lead you to a certain result, a certain outcome. So what you put in is what you get out.
So your stillness is actually a command to the universe. This is a frequency. This is a signal sending out to the universe that, hey, I know it's done. I know it's done. I know it's done so much that I'm sitting still. I'm sitting patient, I'm sitting calm, and I'm gonna watch it pop up on me. And that's where the super mind fuck comes. Because rushing and moving faster actually slows stuff down. And slowing yourself down actually makes stuff outside of you come to you faster. So once your inner world is safe, calm, and regulated, it gives a grounding space for your manifestations. Now your manifestations has a place to naturally and safely land. It enhances your magnetic pull, your magnetic aura. You are a magnet. But when you are calm, regulated, still grounded, your magnetism expands. And then you can be a magnet to things larger and more expanded and also faster. Your manifestations come quicker. You become an instant manifester. You don't have to wait that long for the thing you're calling in. All you need to do is sit still and patient and knowing that it is done, and operate in that frequency of the person who is moving like it is done. So your stillness is going to expand your magnetism powers, okay? That's what you want to do. You want to expand your magnet. When you expand your magnet through your royalty frequency, things come to you faster, easier, and with less effort.
Here's the number one sign you're going to be wealthy. When you see this, everything's going to get crystal clear, because wealthy people know how the universe actually functions. The universe doesn't care if you're a good person or a bad person, because the universe isn't moral, it's magnetic. The universe only reflects your vibration, your frequency, and it doesn't matter if you're a good person. That's not how the physics of it are set up, and the universe is an environment ruled by the laws of physics. Electricity shocks everyone the same way, and gravity doesn't give you a day off if you gave money to charity. Physics, the universe, it treats everyone the same. The only thing that matters is your vibration. So if you believe that life is hard, that's your vibration. Life is hard. And the universe agrees with you and gives you a hard life. If you believe life is easy, then that's your vibration. And then the universe agrees with that and goes, cool, easy it is. It's not punishment and it's not reward. It's physics. That's why bad people often seem to get what they want, because they're not weighed down by guilt and doubt. Their frequency is clear. Ruthless, yes, but clear. They project power and confidence and conviction, and that's what gets reflected back to them in their lives. Meanwhile, good people are often tangled in worry and fear and self-doubt and judgment. That's a muddy, half-assed, unclear signal. And that's the kind of life the universe reflects back at them. It's not about morality, it's about clarity. Power comes with clarity, confidence, conviction. It's the clean, steady vibration that says, I know who I am and I know what I'm creating. That's what reality responds to. So yeah, be kind, be moral, be decent, please. But don't confuse that with manifestation. Your life circumstances reflect your inner life. It doesn't matter if you're a good person outwardly. The universe doesn't hear, look how good I am. It hears, look how anxious I am. To change your outer circumstances, you need to change your inner life. You need clarity, confidence, and conviction. And here's a way to start getting that right now, no matter where you're starting from. It starts when you stop begging the universe to treat you fairly. And you start tuning your frequency to the frequency of wealth and abundance. And the secret to it is you start small. You start appreciating the wealth and abundance you already have in your life right now. It's really that simple. A good relationship, a great meal, a good pair of shoes. Appreciate your life right now, and that's actually the frequency of wealth and abundance. When you appreciate these small moments of abundance that you already have in your life, your vibe is abundance. And the universe goes, oh, you're vibing out an abundant life. Well, more abundance it is then. That's how law of attraction works. The physics of the universe, it delivers every time. It's totally consistent. If you train yourself to vibe abundance in this very simple way, the universe will match you every single time. And before long, you will start up spiraling your life.
If you're broadcasting, I want money. I want money. I want money. The universe is saying, good. I'm going to make sure I create conditions and circumstances and situations so that you're always feeling you want money, but never feeling that you have it, because you don't. And you never have any money. That's a feeling of lack, the feeling of not having it. So how do you monitor that? It's very simple. If you think that once you get what you desire, you will feel different than you feel right now, you are broadcasting lack. When I was in a 900 square foot, 1-bedroom apartment, I would picture myself in a mansion. I would picture myself having multiple mansions. And I felt as if I actually owned and lived in and experienced these opulent mansions worth tens of millions of dollars. And then I looked at my 900 square foot apartment with a sheet covering the window because I was broke. But I maintained the feeling as if I was living in the mansion. And I knew that once I live in the mansion, I'm going to feel exactly the same way as I do right now, living in this 900 square foot house. There'll be no state change. I'm not broadcasting lack. And you saw it with your own very eyes. All of a sudden it went from that 900 square foot little apartment to multiple residences worth millions and millions of dollars. But my state never changed. I'm the same state when I was there or when I was there. When I was driving the crappy car, then when I'm driving the Rolls Royce or the Bentley or anything else. When I was taught this, I was trained because I would go through a series of trainings to make sure I could get to that spot. And it was challenging because the habit was always, man, when I get that house, I'm going to feel so good. Then you'll never get it because you're feeling lack right now. And you think that when I get that, when I acquire that, when I attain that, that's when I'll feel good. You're broadcasting not having it. You're broadcasting lack of having it. You're broadcasting wanting it, and you're not going to get it. Once you start saying, I will feel good when my conditions change, the conditions will never change. Once you can feel good, regardless of the conditions, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of anything, if you can feel good now, then all the things you want can manifest in your life.
If you found yourself a moneymaker, realize how rare that is and shut up about it. Stop telling people how you making your money because all you're doing is telling them it's money over here. So you can't complain when everybody comes running and oversaturates whatever market it is you're working in. If you found you a gold mine, you don't speak about that gold mine until damn near all the gold is gone.
Build in silence, like duck off, cut everything off, leave them clubs alone, leave the females alone, leave your friends alone that's partying, and lock in on what it is you're doing. You gotta have laser focus on what you're doing. You can't let nothing throw you off, and you're gonna see results that way.
I know what I think are the best traders in the world. Most of them are not common names. They like to be quiet. They're trading large amounts of money. They don't want to be followed. But that being said, they do share common traits, which the biggest thing is they have set rules. They know themselves intimately. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. They never break their rules. When they do, they take a time out, clear their head, get back to business. This trading is a business. It's not fun time. You know, when things are going well, you can't be doing the happy dance. It's, you know, it's all about, you know, adhering to the rules and never breaking them.
Your friends think you're wasting your time. And your family keeps asking you, when will you get your real job? For years, you've been painfully grinding in silence, trying to get your business off the ground. And then suddenly, in just 12 months, everything changes. One deal, one connection, one breakthrough. And you achieve more in that single year than most people do in a decade. And that's when you realize there are decades where nothing happens. And then there are years where decades happen. This isn't luck. It's compounding effort finally paying off. So if you're in that grind right now and nothing is moving, trust the process.
Act broke, build quiet. You don't need to prove anything where you're building everything. Let them think you can't afford the bread. Meanwhile, you're perfecting the recipe, buying the building, training the staff. By the time they notice the glow up, you'll already be scaling the franchise. You don't owe the world your play-by-play. You owe yourself the patience to win without needing a stage. Power moves don't need announcements. They need execution. So stay low, stay kind, stay working. Let your silence confuse them and let your results redefine you, because humble doesn't mean small. It means you're too focused to flex. And one day they'll realize the one they overlook owns the whole damn bakery.
The quiet people are always the more successful ones. People who prosper in silence prosper quicker. Never talk about what you're working on for the first 40 to 90 days, because you draw other people's jealousy and evil eye, which begins to energetically sabotage what you're doing. As soon as you start telling people about your ideas, even people you think love you, if it awakens lack in someone, it begins to steal energy from what you're doing.
I've been blessed enough to be able to learn this lesson at a very young age, but you need to be very careful with who you let know how much money you actually make. I started making money, no one knew. Everyone still thought I was broke. I was still in high school. I was still doing the same exact day-to-day activities, but I was making money. Even nowadays, I either undershoot or I just give ballpark numbers. Like, no one knows exactly how much I make. Like, you just need to learn that people are weird, and when they know exactly how much you make, they're gonna treat you a little bit differently, and stuff just isn't going to go as normal as it should be in life. So just keep it to yourself. Learn that it's personal information, and trust me, you'll be better off.
When you build in silence, people don't know what to attack. Catch my drift. Don't let that go over your head. Everybody don't need access to your process, okay? And some people that you think are clapping for you, they calculate you. They're watching your every move, trying to see what you're gonna do next. And the moment you announce it, you're inviting the opinions, the jealousy, the distractions of other people. Understand that silence is your strategy. Some people are talking to seasons that's meant for building, okay? You posting a vision before it even got any structure. And not everything needs an audience or validation. Listen, when you build in silence, there's no blueprint for them to sabotage, okay? Keep moving in quiet, keep moving steady, and understand that as long as you keep your mouth closed, there's no angle for them to destroy what God been building for you.
The type of person who quietly gets rich isn't the one you see flexing on social media. They're not chasing attention, posting every win, or trying to impress strangers. They are the ones who show up every day, do the boring work, and they let compounding do the heavy lifting. They don't talk about their goals. They execute them in silence. This is what a lot of people just don't understand about that quiet wealth. Quietly rich people master delayed gratification. They invest before they spend. They build systems that generate income without their direct involvement. They don't chase every new trend or get distracted by shiny objects. They pick a lane, they go deep, and they let time work its magic. They are obsessed with consistency, not intensity. They don't need to be the smartest or the loudest. They just need to be the most reliable. 1% better daily for a decade doesn't just improve your life, it transforms it. Most people quit because they are measuring perfection instead of progress. Quietly rich people protect their ratio, not their streak. They surround themselves with people who think bigger, move faster, and expect more. They are not afraid to be the least impressive person in the room because they know that's where the growth happens. They trade validation for elevation. And this is the real secret. Quietly rich people don't need external approval. Their self-worth, it's not tied to applause. They're building for freedom, not for followers.
Money likes the silence. Money fears the noise. All billionaires live in places of silence. All the slums in the world are places of noise. Silence is the garden where money grows. Noise and distraction is the fire where money burns. Silence is the new status symbol. Millionaires read books in silence. Losers watch social media on loudspeakers. You stop being a loser the minute you quit the noise and go into silence. Go into focus. Go into deep work. Honor will come.
This method works 100% of the time. Go and sit down quietly by yourself for 30 to 60 minutes. 30 to 60 minutes. Most people in our society have never sat quietly for 30 to 60 minutes in their entire lives. Yet I will tell you this, any problem that you have, any difficulty, any challenge, any goal that you want to accomplish, if you'll go into the silence and sit quietly and then listen to the still small voice within, you will find that at a certain point, probably at about 25 to 30 minutes, your mind will go completely clear. And then a flow of ideas will start to flow into your mind. You'll feel energy welling up inside you. And at a precise moment, as you sit there in complete silence, no cigarettes, no coffee, no music, nothing, just complete silence, at a particular moment, your mind will go clear and wham, exactly the answer you need will come at exactly the right time.
Why would you want to be an open book to the world? That doesn't make any sense. You got to have a private life. And that private life especially means your dreams, your visions, your thoughts, your private thoughts. You want to keep those to yourself. And if you want to share them, be very careful who you choose to share them with. You know, maybe you have a very good friend that you can trust to share them, but a lot of harm has come from pouring your heart out to somebody, and then they tell somebody else, and it comes back to haunt you in ways you never expected, you know?
And this is why I don't like to talk, is because when you talk, you release dopamine regarding your goals, right? So if you say, oh, I'm gonna do this, you are releasing the dopamine of that potential experience. So you get high on dreaming.
Telling people what you're going to do instead of doing it.
You get off on dreams.
You know, people make careers out of it.
So your goal is to transcend that, to shut up,
lead by example,
and to level up.
Make people think you are losing so you can win in peace, bro. Whatever it is you got going on, keep it to yourself. Keep your mouth closed. Just hush. Just hush. Let everybody think you are losing, bro, so you can win in peace. Because don't nobody want to come around you if they think you losing. Don't nobody want to come in. They feel like there's nothing to sabotage. I'm telling you, keep whatever it is you got going on the low, bro. Don't be out here telling your business voluntarily. I'm telling you, let them folks think you are losing, bro. And you can win all day long in peace and happiness. You ain't got to worry about nobody bothering you. Because when you open your mouth and folks see you got motion, folks see you doing something, all right, watch what's going to happen. Misery love company, bro. And I don't care how close you may be to somebody, bro. Most people, they want to see you doing good. They don't mind seeing you doing good, but they never want to see you doing better than them. They don't care about how much work you done put in. They don't care how much time and effort and energy you have put into this, bro. They don't care about none of that, bro. They don't care about none of that, because in their head, what makes them so special? What are they doing that is just so significant? What makes them so different from me? Why are they doing it? Why they got that life? Why they doing this? Why they doing that? Why do they have the ability to do this and do that and I can't? They don't pay attention to all of the extra stuff. They only looking at surface level, bro. So let them, bro, look, let them think you are losing so you can win in peace. I'm trying to tell you now.
I don't care how much money you make. Start saving money. You're going out to the party? I'm not coming. We're going out to the club Saturday night? Dude, I'm not coming. We're going to go over here? Dude, I'm not coming. We're going to go do this? I'm not coming. Save, invest, save. Your income goes up, don't change your lifestyle. Your income goes up, don't change your lifestyle. Your income goes up, don't change your lifestyle. Let your income increase 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you dramatically change your lifestyle. If you can afford to live in $1 million home, live in a $500,000 home. If you can afford to live in a $3 million home, live in $1 million home. If you can afford to live in a $10 million home, live in a $2 million home. And then all of a sudden, boom! You're like, man, this pillow got softer. I sleep better right now. I feel better. What the hell just happened all of a sudden? Because you made better decisions. So some people have an income problem, fine. But most people don't have an income problem. Most people have a saving and a spending problem that's haunting them. And when you are in debt and you're owing everybody money, you are just not in a good, weak place. You don't do husband better. You don't do friend better. You don't do business better. You don't do any of that stuff better. So you go increase your market value. Think about your vision long-term, what you want your life to look like, what you want your dreams to look like, and then make better decisions. One day you'll wake up and everyone's going to say, wait a minute, what happened to you, bro? How are you living this life?
Here are some financial lessons and tips your parents probably never taught you, but you need them. 1. If you can't buy it multiple times, you can't afford it. Not once, not barely, multiple times. If your purchase stresses you out or empties your account, it's probably a liability, not a flex. 2nd, money isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Most people increase their lifestyle when they increase their income, and that's why they stay broke at entry level. 3rd, your 20s are not for flexing, they are for building. You don't need the nicest car, you don't need luxury clothes every weekend, you need skills, discipline, and capital. 4th, separate wants from impulses. Most purchases aren't wants. They're emotional reactions. Learn to pause before you buy. If you still want it next week, it's most likely real, and if not, it was just dopamine. 5th, your income grows when you do. Not with luck, not with scrolling, not with wishing. Your financial ceiling will always match your skill set. 6, invest early, even if it's small. $20 a week at 20 beats $200 a week at 35. Time multiplies more than money does. And lastly, learn how money works before you chase it. Inflation, interest, assets, taxes, investing, compounding. You can't win a game that you don't understand. And most people are financially lost, not because they're lazy, but because nobody taught them the basics. And social media won't save you, but discipline will. And so financial freedom is not about luck. It's habits, knowledge, and patience stacked daily.
If you do these 5 things, you will win with money 100% of the time. Number 1, you need to have a written plan, a budget. Jesus said, don't build a tower without first counting the cost, lest you get halfway up and you're unable to finish, and all who see you begin to mock you and say, this man began to build and was unable to finish. No one accidentally wins at anything, and you're not the exception. I don't like Dave Ramsey's advice. I don't give a crap. You have to do a written game plan with money or you're gonna lose. Second thing is you got to get out of debt. Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And when you spend your whole freaking life giving your money to banks who fill up the skyline and have furniture nicer than yours, that makes you stupid. Get out of debt. When you don't have any payments, you know what you've got? Money. Live on less than you make. Number 3, if you spend everything you make, you're a fool. Well, Dave, you don't know about my situation. In America today, wages are stagnant. So why are they stagnant at your house? You need to decide that my life is not good enough the way it is. And so I am going to control the controllables. I am going to change some things. And then you're going to save some money. You know how rich people get rich? They save money. Invest money. Save money. You know how you're going to do that? You're going to be on a plan. You're going to get up out of debt. You're going to live on less than you make. And voila, there is money in the budget. It's called margin, baby. And now you got the money to be rich. You got to act like rich people. And that's not go spend a bunch of money, moron, because rich people don't go spend a bunch of money. I'm going to go buy a Ferrari. I'm acting like rich people. No, you're acting like a moron. And if you'll get out of debt and you'll invest and you live on less than you make and you have a plan, then you can do the last one. It's the most fun you'll ever have with money. You can be outrageously generous.
You only get in debt when you don't understand the breakdown of your finances. When you make money, split it in half. Create a fucking account, call it the tax account. Put half of that there, so as you make money, you always put this money in the tax account. I never got to worry of giving the government their money, because that money's over there. I'm never going to touch that money, because it's not mine. So now off of my half, I'm going to take another half. This half is going over here. This half is for my next real estate investment. I'm only living off a quarter of my financial gain.
How do you handle the fear of success? Well, I'm going to tell you, first of all, I don't believe people are afraid of success. I think what people are afraid of, they don't want to accept responsibility. They're afraid if they commit to do something and they don't make it happen, what are they going to look like? You see, it's a self-image problem. They don't believe they can do what they say they want to do, and so they don't make commitments and they don't take responsibility for achieving whatever they're going after. What a person really needs is to sit down and ask themselves, why am I here? Why am I working the way I'm working? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And you see, success, I believe, was taught to us by Earl Nightingale better than any place I've ever heard it. It is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. I'm here, I know I'm here, and I'm going there, and I know I'm going there. And then you progressively start moving in that direction. Now, I've shared this many, many times. You might have 5 million in your portfolio, and you're working towards 10. And you're progressively moving in that direction. You're a successful person. You might be a student in school with a C and D average, and you're moving towards, and you're working towards an A and B average, and you're moving in that direction. You're a successful person. One equally as successful as the other. It has nothing to do with the goal. It has to do with the direction you're moving. There's no need of being afraid of success. It's a matter of not taking responsibility for your life, not setting a goal and then say, I'm going to do it, and then get going. Commit to someone. Ask them to hold you accountable. Pick someone to hold you accountable that you respect, and you want them to respect you. I guarantee you'll become successful, and there will be no fear of winning. You're going to be anxious to do it because you want to live up to what you told the person you're going to do.
How to achieve great success while dealing with adversity. One of the greatest and most important of all success skills. So here's a question for you. What are you made of? What are you really made of, and how will you achieve great success? When push comes to shove, when the rubber meets the road, as they say, when the chips are down, and when you clear your mind, what lies at the very core of your character? You learn what you're really made of only when things go wrong and you are tumbled end over end by some adversity or setback that hits you like a Mack truck coming out of an alley. Since your behaviors on the outside are the real indicators of who you are on the inside, only by observing how you behave when things go wrong can you tell what you really have inside of you and what your pillars of character consist of.